Part 2 of 2 video. Many light workers and light warriors seem to share the similar experience, where they have to live interdimensionally, the one in which they live the truth but thought of as either conspiracists or nutsy cuckoos, and the one in which there is little support from their family and they consider the illusion to be c'est la vie. These people are so concerned about their family that they do not want this issue to stand in the way of their spreading the truth. Will their family be taken good care of in the long run? Cobra, everyone is responsible for their own growth and you are not responsible for the spiritual growth of your family. Everything will be okay after this drama of duality finally ends. What is the role of Buddha's twin flame? And how did she assist him? Cobra, her purpose is to awaken the divine sea of love within the hearts of humanity. She assisted him with spiritual guidance. And Buddha's twin flame is an aspect of the twin flame of one of the Lords of Fire, right? Cobra, yes. Is the goddess Ishtar, the divine personification of the planet Venus? Cobra, no. Goddess Ishtar is just one of the channels for the energy of the Venus planetary logos. Then, is she also the divine personification of Lady Master Venus? Cobra, yes, one of them. What does divine personification mean? Cobra, divine personification is a channel of divine energies. What does Lady Master Venus feel when she had to hear, in person, from her beloved twin flame making this request to begin the voluntary exile along with a certain group of like-minded beings? Was she fidgeted and extremely worried about what he would encounter there? Cobra, she surrendered to that fact after an inner struggle. Why did she agree with her twin flame to embark on such a harsh journey? Cobra, because she understood this is the only way to transform duality/contingency. Did she approve her twin flame's decision immediately after he sought her consent? Cobra, no. So, is it like she did not agree with it right away, and sat down with him, having a long discussion, but eventually had to come to terms with his leaving because it is inevitable, it is his divine plan? Cobra, yes. And why did that particular being make that request, instead of letting that higher council to write off the earth as a useless experience? What is the story? Cobra, earth is not an useless experience, as it will transform the deepest and most distorted aspects of contingency/primary anomaly for the whole universe. The Alpha, and the Omega, have they, and beings in the council at that time, been assisting all the multidimensional selves of that particular being throughout their lives? Cobra, yes. In what way? Cobra, by sending supporting energies. What is the ascended archetype of Lemuria? Cobra, paradise. What is the ascended archetype of Atlantis? Cobra, civilization of light. What will the ascended archetype of the new Atlantis be? Cobra, new heaven on new earth. Based on which archetypal quality of first source was the central race in this super universe created? Cobra, divine will. What does it imply that the central races are past and future selves? Cobra, it hints to the fact that we have emerged from the one at the beginning of time and will return back to the one when the time ends. How will it manifest on the higher plane and the physical plane, when the 7 families of the tribes of light reunite? Cobra, new Atlanites, heaven on earth. Are the 7 Kumaras from 7 distinct tribes of light, or are they from the same tribe? Cobra, they are emanations of the first 7 of 13 existing rays of creation. What's the higher purpose of all the logos? Cobra, to transmute all duality and return into the one. Is it true that the blue avians cannot go from 6th density to 7th density until every person on Earth has transitioned into 4th density? Cobra, not exactly. As the most ancient in this super universe, shouldn't the blue avians have experienced all they want to experience? They are at the end of their journey, doesn't it mean they can go back to source directly? Everything is going to return to source one day, so how come they still need someone else to help them progress back to source? Cobra, everything in the universe is connected. Until the Earth situation is resolved, the evolution of the entire universe is slowed down. Since when have the light forces begun adopting the mechanism for the removal of the plasma strangelet bombs? Cobra, February 2016. What causes the light forces to be allowed to employ this mechanism? Is it because the Cabal go overboard again? Cobra, partially yes. Also, the situation is cleared enough to make that possible. You mentioned a long time ago in one of your interviews, but I cannot remember it correctly, that Pleiades once participated in the creation of Earth, or something like that, right? Cobra, not true. Why are the Pleiadians needed to help liberate this planet? And why have them been in training for this assignment for lifetimes? Cobra, to liberate this planet, all available help is welcome. It is a very challenging task and requires lifetimes of training. Why is Merope the faintest in that star system when compared with the other 6 stars? Cobra, simply, out of 7 stars, one needs to be the faintest. What is the ascended archetype of Merope? Cobra, subtle beauty. What is life like up in the higher planes of Merope? Cobra, angelic heaven. Is there any sentient being on the surface of the planets that orbit around Merope? Cobra, yes. What is life like there? Cobra, peaceful joyful civilization living in harmonious balance of nature and advanced technology. The Pleiades star cluster is known as the Seven Sisters. What does the mythology of the Seven Sisters being chased by a hunter for eternity reveal about a certain real history? I'm not sure if you understand my question. I'm looking for answer like the one you once gave about Set mutilating his own brother Osiris, whose wife later reassembled Osiris' corpse and resurrected him long enough to conceive his son. You said this story is a collective memory of the time of Atlantis when those beings were actually human beings, or heroes, or anti-heroes who were walking on the surface of the earth. Cobra, Hunter is the Orion and represents dark forces from Rigel who always wanted to invade the Pleiades cluster and were even briefly successful between 1996 and 1999. Which certain period of time in history would this mythology of the Seven Sisters correspond to? Back in Atlantis as well? Cobra, Atlantis about 200,000 years ago. Then what does this mythology about the goddess Merope marrying a mortal reveal about a certain history that has once indeed happened? Cobra, incarnated star beings mating with Earth humanity. This was happening a lot in Atlantis. Have these Seven Sisters manifested their own vessels to live and interact with the Pleiadians throughout the entire history of the Pleiades? Or are they just like Gaia who remains as a being, working only on the higher planes? Cobra, they are emanations of the 7 stellar logoi of the Pleiades star cluster. Did that force invade the Pleiades in 1996 for a particular reason, or is it simply their nature to ravage everything as far as their fingers could reach? Cobra, it is simply their nature to ravage everything as far as their fingers could reach. Is significant progress being made in the battle led by the King of the World and that very particular army against the dark forces? Cobra, yes. Is it true that no blood will be shed, and the battle will be won by their great wisdom? Cobra, to a great extent yes. Are they as much tired as we all are now, and they also want the event to happen as soon as possible? Cobra, yes. What can people do if people are interested in helping them win their battle? Would integrating one's own shadow be a good start? Cobra, yes, integrating own shadow and spreading information among the surface population. After the event, you said, that the dark forces will be given a chance to accept the light, and to balance their previous actions, and those who refuse will be sent to the galactic central sun, turned into basic elements and starting a new cycle of evolution again. What would happen to their higher selves that have always been working with the light forces? Do the higher selves vanish along with them, too? Cobra, yes. Their individualized I Am presences will be transmuted with the electric fire of the galactic central sun back into primordial ADI plane elemental essence and will have to be individualized again. Put it shortly, those dark force individuals will cease to exist as individual beings forever and a totally new being will be later created. That certain group of beings who were supposed to make their decisions to log out of the system around 1994 to 1996, why did they decide with their free will mainly against the waves? Cobra, they were programmed, scared, and not ready. Were their free will tampered by beings of the darkness back then? Cobra, yes. With the quantum anomaly, it is easy for anyone to fall into this false impression, right? That nothing will ever change, that the clearing will never end, that everything will just stay the same. But in reality, the quantum anomaly is being disintegrated with each day passing by. And this is exactly what the dark forces want, because one way or the other, we will always have the tendency to think we are not good enough, and we need more experiences here to complete our training. This begging for more lessons to complete our training is why some people think they are never good enough, and is also why the dark forces have been able to maintain this quarantine over the 25k years. Is that correct? Cobra, begging for more lessons to complete our training is an Archon mind control program. You said races with malicious intents were born because of the free will of beings of the light to interact with contingency so as to absorb and transform it. But during that interaction, the higher essence of that being is lost, and the races that have thus come into existence are hardly the light beings they once were, not yet. So, we should learn to protect ourselves, instead of falling into the traps of their false teaching that they are just playing this role so that our souls can learn better, grow faster, and become stronger. Cobra, strongly agree. And even if we are dealing with beings who used to be Archangel, it is also of great importance that we know how to protect ourselves, knowing when to say no to them, right? Cobra, yes of course. Okay. To lighten the mood a little bit by closing our interview with the final question. What is the common hobby of Ascended Masters? What would they like to do most when they are not at work? Cobra, they enjoy the pure bliss of the enlightened state of consciousness. What about the Resistance members and the Galactic Confederation of Light? Cobra, dance, sing, make love, travel through the universe. Thank you, Cobra, that is the last question. Thanks for listening.